How to sell without ever feeling salesy or pushy by using the Emotive sales pendulum. Hey, Steve Brossman here, creator of the one-page sales engine. And in this Steve Sales Sprint, I'm going to take you through a plan, a concept that I developed 20 odd years ago, and I've been using it ever since. And all of my clients use it very, very successfully in their sales processes. Now, it's actually called the Emotive sales pendulum. And when you see on the screen that we've got here right now, there is the pendulum and it's sitting right at the bottom. Now, most sales are taught, identify their need, present the solution, make an offer. And that's basically at the bottom here. Find out what's wrong, find out how it's affecting them, give them a solution, and then make that offer. Now, if all you're doing is at the bottom, swinging the pendulum from one side to the other, down the bottom here, I call that the red zone of death. You've got a problem, I can solve it. You're basically a commodity. You're the same as everybody else that they're going to say, you've got a problem, I can solve it. You've got a problem, I can solve it. What you need to do is identify and help them identify where they are on this side of the pendulum. They have come to you with some sort of a pain, a need, a goal, an aspiration. They've come to you with something. And I used to own a health club for 10 years and worked in the health and fitness industry. I don't know anybody that woke up one day and said, "Ooh," depending on what country you're in, "Ooh, I've just put on 7 kilos overnight. I need to get rid of it. Oh, I've just put in 14 pounds. I need to go to the gym." No, somewhere that pain has been getting greater and greater. Somewhere along this Emotive sales pendulum, it's got greater and greater. They've got to that point, I need to do something about it. So no matter where you are, you need to start identifying where on that swing up to the left, up to the pain side of it, they've got to, and what it is that triggered them. What was the thing that they triggered to say, I have to do something about it today? Now, the cost of inaction versus the return of investment. Quite often, they don't really know what the main pain is, what it's causing. In fact, 47.5% of all people who enter a buying and a sales discussion do not know what their real problem is. How many times have you had somebody come to you and say, I need this fixed, but when you start working with them, it really is something else that's causing the problem. Now, if you haven't seen it already, there's going to be a video floating around where I talk about the 4 understands. Now, the first understand is to swing that pendulum and to help them understand what the problem is, how it's affecting them, and how it's making them feel. So somebody's coming to you and they say, "Hey, I have this problem." So tell me a little bit more about that. How is that affecting something, whatever it is that's affecting? And then you can quantify that there financially, we call financially, emotively, or practically. How is that affecting this? How is it affecting this? So tell me a little bit more about that. So by working with them and collaborating them there, you are helping them understand the real cost of what it is and the cost of doing nothing. And then you can actually slide it up. And these are just words on the sheet. We've got scripts to do all of this and tonalities to do all of this, to swing the pendulum up that little bit more and say, wow, how's that affecting here? That's got to be so frustrating. How's that making you feel? And then you can actually get them to clearly articulate what it is that's making them feel. Wow, you've got to be frustrated with that. I'm sure you want to get that fixed as soon as possible. Tell me what it would mean to have that still happening 6 months later. And then you're helping them understand. When you're helping them understand and they understand that you understand them, you want them to get to the point of, oh, finally, somebody who gets me. Even at the CEO level, right down to the individual life coaching level. I'm not calling it down, but if it's a one-on-one life coaching and you're helping with the more emotive side of it, and you have somebody say, finally, somebody who gets me. What that is doing is you are them being invited into their head and their heart, selling from inside their head and their heart as that trusted expert, that trusted guide. That is the place that you want to start the solution part of it. You start sliding the pendulum back the other way. Now, when you start at the bottom and all you do is find out what's wrong, and then you go into, okay, I can fix that. You're pushing the pendulum up. The speed through here is very slow, and you're pushing, it's basically like pushing it uphill. Whereas when you drag the pendulum back and you really help them identify what the real cost of doing nothing is and the real cost of that problem, and you let it go, it's flying straight through to the other side and say, yes, this is what we can do. This is how we can help you. And if you've gone through one of the other sales trainings and look it up, the ISQC, what you're doing is giving them some information. Yes, I can help you with that. In fact, somebody, that's info, somebody that we worked with just recently was just like you. They had this problem over here. They were feeling exactly the same, and here's what we did to fix it. Story. They believe that you can do it, and they believe that they can do it too. Then you quantify. So if we were to do this, and if we were to put this solution into your life or your business, how would that affect, and you quantify financially, emotively, or practically quantify. And then take it up to the other side there. Well, if we were to do that, how would it make you feel if we were to do this? How would it make you feel if you were to achieve that? If your business finally got to where you want it to be, you could finally take some time off, or you could finally have a better relationship with your family. You could finally do this. How would that make you feel if we got to here? And then confirm. If we were to do that, would that be a priority of yours? Would that be something you want to work on? So when you go through the ISQC and you are swinging the pendulum, now a lot of people that I work with, they'll just say, hey, yeah, we can fix this. And I will just say to them, swing the pendulum, swing the pendulum. Now, here's something for you to take into your next conversation. As you're going through that conversation, you look at this diagram and say, where am I on the pendulum? Am I just providing a practical solution? Am I down the bottom? I'm just going to change my pen color, because the golden rule is the bigger the swing. If all you're just saying, you've got a problem, I can fix it, and you haven't done anything else, it's a small swing. If you've worked out how it is affecting them and how it's making them feel, you're swinging the pendulum from right up here, right up to the other side. And if they're excited about the solution, they're excited about how that's going to affect their life and or business, then you've swung it from one side to the other. Listen to this. The bigger the swing, the bigger the transformation for them. The bigger the swing, the bigger the payoff to them. The bigger the swing, the bigger the payday to you. When you're having your next sales conversation, think about, where am I on the emotive sales pendulum? We've got a whole range of different ways to identify the different emotions on one side, the different emotions on the other side. Then we've got some scoring on when you can pull it to one side to the other. Those sorts of things we help in sales training, from the low right to larger corporate organizations. They're all going to be available. If anybody wants to contact me, we can work with you on that. But if you just want some more of these training videos, if you like this one and you don't want to miss out on any, click the like button, click the subscribe button, and you're going to have some more Steve Sales Sprints coming your way real soon. I look forward to hearing some fantastic results as you are swinging the pendulum. Cheers.